I don't usually drink beer, but when I do, it's never a Bud Light. Stay frosty, my friends. What's going on, guys? Black Scout Survival, Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. So Bud Light, let's start off with them. They are doubling down as the official partner for Pride. Check out this video here. I had to cut the music because it was some craziness, but this is it right here. So let's look at a headline real quick that I think that none of us thought we'd ever see. This one right here. Check it out. City leaders quiet about 4 kids found at South Boston transgender party filled with dead bodies and sex toys and drugs. Literally, this is literally the most underreported story in Boston right now. And the fact that over the weekend they had first responders go to this public housing complex in South Boston. There was a man that had cardiac arrest, and there's just a terrible scene filled with men in drag, 5 children from the ages 5 to 10, and yeah, dead bodies. But that's a headline that I don't think any of us thought we'd see, right? So let's talk about the main story. Okay, Donald Trump. And they've been trying to get him for ever. I mean, since 2016, everything, Russia, collusion. I mean, indictment after indictment. So a few weeks ago, we heard reports that he made some statements about these documents. Well, all just so happened it was leaked to CNN, and it has him talking about various classified or secret documents in his possession. Okay, so they're saying, CNN saying, "Oh, this is the critical piece of evidence for the special counsel indictment over Trump mishandling classified information," and so I'm going to play the CNN clip here, and we'll see this guy here. I can't stand this guy. But basically in here, Trump says, these are the papers. And he was talking about a Pentagon attack on Iran and stuff like that. I really, I've seen like this reporting, but leftist reporting, but really no conservatives really talking about that this evening. But we'll get to it. And it has the overlay too, so you can read what he's saying.
The president was aware he was being recorded. This is the first time it is being played publicly.
So let me back that up. Saying that he was aware he was being recorded. That was a bad move on Trump's part. I mean, never allow yourself to be recorded.
Was aware he was being recorded. This is the first time it is being played publicly.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like
beginning.
when Millie's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
That's right.
Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that.
I mean, the ladies, I don't know who the staffer is, but she's not lying. Literally, they tried to overthrow him since before he got started. I mean, it's been the whole time.
I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing?
So Trump said that Milley said that Trump wanted to attack Iran. Okay.
Big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him.
Wow.
We looked at him. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know.
Mhm.
Except it is like highly confidential, secret.
So what happened here is that they were saying that Milley said that Trump wanted to invade Iran, and I guess like as he's saying it, the papers are sitting right there, and he's like, "Look, I just stumbled." You know, it's funny I'm mentioning this because this is actually proving that DOD wanted to, right? And so, and I don't think that was planned. I think it was like just there. So he was talking about it, and then it was right there in front of him. But it's comical because they tried to make Trump out as a bad guy, saying that he wanted to do this when it was in fact the Department of Defense, Milley, and all these other clowns.
This is secret information. Look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time.
she'd send
Private
it,
email.
she'd send it to
Yeah.
Anthony Weiner,
Yeah.
the pervert.
Please print.
By the way, isn't that incredible?
I
Yeah.
mean, let me stop. I do love that he said no, send it to Anthony Weiner, the pervert. I do love that Trump has like no filter. I mean, he says it like it is, man. And this is how everybody's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
I was just saying, because we were talking about it, and you know, he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the
You did.
papers.
It's pretty-
Wow.
pretty
This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know, we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassify.
figure out
it. See, as president, I could have declassified
Yeah.
it. Now I can't, you know, but this is
Yeah,
classified.
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so, we here and I have,
I mean, that's not good. So Trump says, now I can't, you know, but this is still secret. And the staffer says, yeah, now we have a problem. So, I mean, obviously she's admitting that because he don't have the ability to do that, right?
and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
It's
you.
incredible, right?
No,
Hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
And whoever this lady's a very smart woman. She says, no, they never met a war they didn't want. 100%. Because these people are warmongers because they're profiteers off of war.
If you're spending 10 grand a month.
So that was it. That was the audio there. But this is on par for them to release these tapes, right? Because what they want to do is sway public opinion. And I don't think that's going to change anybody's mind. That's what they're hoping. They're hoping by, oh, we'll drop these tapes and it'll sway public opinion, right? To me, is very, first off, regardless of whatever the tapes are, is very unprofessional to release these things to the media if this is actual case. This is an indictment. You know, we're talking about serious things. This is a court case. So to me, it's very unprofessional for them to leak it, but there's nothing professional about leftists to begin with, you know. Now, the hypocrisy here with CNN and left-wing media is that they're acting like Stevie Wonder when it comes to Joe Biden or Hunter Biden. Okay, we have massive allegations with boatloads of evidence on these guys, right? And they're just like looking the other way, talking about Trump, squirrel, right? That's how they're playing this game. Yeah, Mike, you said all records can be faked, and yeah, I mean, at this stage of the game in 2023, you can't even believe a photo. You can't believe audio. You can't believe video because everything can be altered. I mean, that is true. But truthfully, they're trying to sway public opinion. But public opinion, the public should be asking and really questioning, why is the focus not on the president, Joe Biden, who also had documents? He also had documents. This is a common thing. Obama had them. Hillary had them. Everybody's had, Pence had some. This is a common thing because, when you're moving out, whenever you ever move from another house, and then, you move houses, move to another apartment or something, you start unloading, and then you see something you hadn't seen in 12 years that just showed up. You know what I mean? This sort of things happen. You're moving, you're 51 years old and you're moving to a new house, and all of a sudden your freaking 1989 yearbook shows up. You hadn't seen it. I mean, this is how this stuff happens, right? Joe had documents as well. And then we have the money that has been tied to the freaking CCP. And if you want to know why CCP is acting so bold, because they own China Joe, right? We have messages, WhatsApp messages, the freaking laptop from hell, Hunter Biden's laptop, that had him just abusing copious amounts of narcotics and various business dealings with Burisma and China, right? We have literal IRS agents that have whistleblown to the corruption of bribery, right? That's why we have, when these type of charges on anyone that the left comes out with, they immediately don't pay attention, right? Anybody who's on the left side, they pay zero attention to it. It's only if you oppose the left and you're all over the news, you're being smeared, right? Make up lies. One thing I will say is that the other week, I did the video last week and talking about the one politician I spoke to the other week. He says, you'll be running, and when they come after you, they'll say, oh yeah, 30 years, a woman will show up from 30 years ago and says, oh, yep, he assaulted me. That's a common tactic. And because it's already out there, it's hard to disprove something like this type of allegation, because you're going back in freaking time 30 years. I mean, this is the type of tactics they do. It's complete smear fest, constant. This the whole thing, the Trump, I mean, they brought up tape from a freaking locker room. Yeah, from 30 years ago. I mean, it's just complete hypocrisy, and it I can't fathom why the majority of the population don't see that. I will say this. I think any logical person has to really look at things and say, man, look, Trump is not a perfect person, but none of us are, right? We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all sinners, all these sort of things. But you have to recognize that they have relentlessly went after this one guy. There's been nobody in my lifetime, and I'm sure a lot of you old timers probably can say the same in your lifetime, that we've ever seen this much of a coordinated effort against one person, right? Now we're seeing it amongst various other people now, like Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, these sort of things, Kanye West. I mean, we've seen these sort of things from a few people that have gone out to speak. But Trump has been one of the ones by far the most. I mean, I guess Alex Jones with $1 billion is pretty. But if people spend, this is what I'm getting to. If the establishment spend this much time on said individuals, it's probably because they view them as a threat. And why is that? Because it's there could possibly have power to stop their plan, to blunt it, regardless. That's why I've said over and over again, these type of people, regardless if you agree with everything they say, because I don't agree with everything anyone says. Not even my wife. I mean, I don't know anyone. There's no one that I'm like, yeah, I believe everything this guy says or this lady says. There's no one. Okay, we're all going to have somewhat different views, and we're not perfect. And if you think you are, then you're definitely not perfect. But we have to support and back people that are under this amount of scrutiny, because obviously they're a massive threat to the establishment, the overlords, whatever you want to call them, right? people that are trying to destroy democracy. I shouldn't even say that. Destroy freedom, right? Destroy our constitutional republic and our way of life. You know, you always think, and you hear old timers, and I've heard old timers say this, that I just want to be left alone. They're not going to leave you alone. Because if it were about money, money's easy to attain. They print it every day. Okay. But what's not easy to attain? That's control. Because out there amongst the sheeple, there are warriors, there's Spartans, men and women, people that will not tolerate it. And those are the people they try to destroy, right? So if you're one of those people, stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous. Take care. And if you didn't see my intro to this, me playing off the Dos Equis guy, go watch it because I took a few minutes to film. I thought it was cool. Anyhow, stay frosty, my friends. Take care. Leave a comment, all that good stuff as well. Please help the algorithm.